Hello from two students. Welcome for our biology class. The topic is transport in plants and animals, and the subtopic is transport in animals. Now, the objective of our learning today is to describe the open circulatory system, specifically in a cockroach, and also to state the types of closed circulatory system. Last time, in our last class, we looked at the heart of an insect, and we said insects have got a 13-chambered heart. They have a 13-chambered heart, 3 in the thorax and 10 in the abdomen. And we also said that the heart has openings that we call ostia. And the ostia have valves that prevent the backflow of the hemolymph. And we said in an open circulatory system, we have 3 major things. 1, the heart. 2, we have the hemolymph, which is the transporting fluid and equivalent to the blood, but lacking red blood cells. Then 3, hemocoel, which is the body cavity. We call them sinuses. So, the heart of an insect, as you can see, is found on the dorsal part of an insect. That is the part that you can call the back of an insect. So what's the dorsal part? It has 13 chambers, and you can see the direction of the flow of the hemolymph. And these openings, we call them ostia, where we are talking of several of them, but one is ostium. This is also just another picture that is colored, that is showing the heart and the aorta, which opens to the head, sinuses, or the head cavity.
Circulatory system in cockroach. Cockroach has an open circulatory system consisting of heart and the hemolymph. The hemolymph is a colorless fluid that fills the body cavity. The body cavity is divided into 3 chambers or sinuses. The dorsal sinus is also called the pericardial sinus, as it contains the heart. The middle chamber containing visceral organs is called perivisceral sinus, and the ventral one containing the ventral nerve cord, the perineural sinus. The perineural sinus and the dorsal sinus have a number of pores which allow the hemolymph to flow from one chamber to the other. The heart is an elongated tubular structure with 13 chambers, 3 in the thoracic region and 10 in the abdominal region. The last chamber is closed at the posterior end, and each chamber opens into the preceding one. At the anterior end, the first chamber of the heart opens into the head sinus through the aorta. A pair of alveolar muscles is present on either side of the heart chamber. When alveolar muscles contract, the pericardial diaphragm stretches, increasing the volume of pericardial sinus. Now, the hemolymph from the perivisceral sinus enters the pericardial sinus. When alveolar muscles relax, the hemolymph from the pericardial sinus enters the heart through ostia, a pair of valvular apertures on each chamber. The valves allow the flow from the pericardial sinus to the heart and not vice versa. The peristaltic movements of the heart chambers carries the hemolymph from posterior to the anterior end into the head sinus, from where it returns to the perivisceral and perineural sinuses.
Yes, so we move on. Now, after looking at an example of an open system, now let us look at the closed circulatory system. Now, the closed circulatory system is found in the vertebrates, and it consists of 3 components. It consists of a pumping mechanism. So when we talk of the closed circulatory system, we are saying it consists of three components. One, there must be a pumping mechanism, and that pumping mechanism is actually the heart. So there is the heart, and then we have the specialized tubes. Specialized tubes. And these tubes, how do we call them? We call them blood vessels. Blood vessels. And then there is a transporting fluid. Transporting fluid. And this transporting fluid, in an open system, we call it the hemolymph, but now we call it the blood. So, I want you to note that the hemolymph which is found in insects do not contain the red blood cells. That's why the hemolymph is colorless. But the blood contains the red blood cells. Now, let us move ahead after knowing the components of a closed circulatory system and where it is found. We have said it is found in the vertebrates.
Your heart has the mighty job of keeping the blood flowing through 60,000 miles of blood vessels that feed your organs and tissues. Food, water, and oxygen are essential for the existence of human life. Blood transports all these substances through various channels called blood vessels. Blood vessels involves arteries, veins.
So in that video we can see the components, that is the heart, which is the pumping mechanism, the blood vessels, where we have capillaries, veins, and arteries. So that clip that just shows us the components of a closed circulatory system. Now, as we move on, after knowing the components, then our next task is also to identify the types of animals that contains the closed circulatory system. And we have talked of vertebrates, where we have the mammals like yourself, human beings. Mammals, we have so many mammals like the wild animals. We have the earthworms and the annelids. So in this video here you can also see the flow of the blood, where we have the blood vessels, the heart, and everything. Now, moving ahead again, we have two types of closed circulatory system. One is the single circulatory system and the double circulatory system. So we have the single and double. In a single circulatory system, it is where the transporting fluid, now we are talking of the blood, flowing once through the heart for every complete circulation. Meaning, from the heart, the blood flows to the body parts. From the body parts, it flows to maybe the lungs, where it picks the oxygen, and then it will flow back to the heart. It flows once through the heart for every complete circulation. Like this one is majorly found like in fish. In a fish, we have a fish as one atrium and one ventricle. And then we have the body tissues. Then we have the gills. So in a fish, the heart, or in organisms with single circulatory system, they have a heart with two chambers, one atrium and one ventricle. So what happens? the blood flows from the atrium to the ventricle, and then from the ventricle through the gills. What happens at the gills? At the gills, the blood drops offload. It drops what? It drops carbon dioxide and then picks oxygen. Takes that oxygen directly to the body tissues. Then from the body tissues, it will drop the oxygen and pick what? And pick carbon dioxide. Move back to the heart through the atrium and then to the ventricle. So you can see for every complete circulation, the blood passes through the heart once, and the heart has only two chambers, that is one atrium and one ventricle. Now the blood flow to the tissues is just to supply the tissues with what? To supply the tissues with the oxygen, to supply the tissues with the oxygen. Then picking oxygen, moving with it, dropping oxygen and picking carbon dioxide, moving with it back to the heart. Now that one marks the end of our first session of part 1. Let's connect again in the second part.